Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of my Madden 2017 franchise. It is week number 17, the final week of the NFL season, and we are taking on the Chicago Bears in a New Year's Day game. We have the division wrapped up, and we most likely look like we have home field advantage wrapped up as well. Let's take a look and verify that. We do. So far, the Cardinals, Cowboys, and Panthers have clinched playoff berths. The Cardinals look like they hit the skids after the loss with us. They lost 3 after we defeated them. So we have 2 spots left in the NFC playoff race. It looks like the Giants and Eagles are currently in the lead for those 2 spots. When we take a look at the AFC heading into the final week, the Patriots are the only team to clinch a playoff spot. They are 10-5. It looks like the AFC seems to be a weak conference this year. Leading the playoff race is the 9-6 Chargers, the 9-6 Bengals, the 9-6 Steelers, the 9-6 Ravens, and the 8-6 and 1 Raiders. I guess we had a tie this year. So we will go ahead and take a look here at the awards race so far up to this point, and then we will get this game rolling, and we will do a season recap to see who wins all of these awards and how we finish. Currently, the MVP award looks like Tom Brady is still currently leading. He has been leading pretty much the large point of the season. I'm currently up for Coach of the Year. It looks like I will take that home. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is currently Aaron Rodgers. We have Peterson at 3rd. Defensive Player of the Year is currently Deon Buchanan, who has been there pretty much the whole season. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Ezekiel Elliott so far at Treadwell 4th. I'm sure Elliott's going to run away with this because he's been up there all season. Vernon Hargreaves the 3rd. Defensive Rookie of the Year still. Mackenzie Alexander is at 9th. Best QB, Aaron Rodgers. He's been there most of the season. We have Bradford at 9th. Best Running Back, Adrian Peterson. Best Wide Receiver, Julio Jones. And we have Laquan Treadwell at 8. Best Offensive Line, Tyrone Smith from Dallas. Defensive line, DeMarcus Lawrence from Dallas. Best linebacker, Deon Buchanan from Arizona. Best defensive back, Orlando Scandrick from Dallas. And best kicker, Blair Walsh from Minnesota. Like I said last night, or excuse me, in one of my previous videos, which would have been shot or recorded last night, if that were only true about Blair Walsh being the best kicker in the NFL. So we will go ahead and get this game started. I'll probably still play the starters. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I may just for a little bit, and then I'll put in some of the younger guys so they can get some experience. So let's go ahead and get this rolling and get on our way to the playoffs.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Vikings coming in at 14-1, going up against the Bears, who come in at 4-11. So for the call of this week's 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's the newest facility in the NFL, and it is a beauty as we come to you from U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Guyton alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Time to feature the offensive starters and to give some love to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
He's been to the Pro Bowl already. Battled a few injuries, but he's back and better than ever. Has added a little yoga to his regimen in order to make it more nimble. That makes it that much harder for the defenders to catch him.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Pulled in at the 24. Penalty marker is down here.
Return team. Automatic first down.
The lone setback is Langford. He'll get the football here. Room here to run. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
I can't help it. I'm just sitting back in admiration right now. This defense tells everyone that plays against them, you're not beating us running the football. That's who we are. That's what we're about. It's not going to happen. If you're going to beat us, you better pick another way.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a tremendous play by the defensive line. We always talk about leverage versus any play. How about versus the draw? Underneath, they get into the backfield and make a big-time play.
Play action. It's Cutler. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted. Spotted at the 14-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
They'll try to throw now. Bradford. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Peterson alone in the backfield. Now it's a bootleg with Bradford. Over the middle here to Rudolph. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns. Following. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They go play action. Now Bradford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the...
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
Holding offense. Still second down.
On second down, Cutler. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
This is taken at the 23. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that.
Okay, partner, let's talk old school here. All the coaches talk about flipping field position. With a great punt return, you do exactly that. You pick up additional first downs without having to go on offense.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there, and a really nice play resulted for them.
He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Cordero Patterson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Cutler. Checks it underneath to Langford. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there at 22.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, Parker. Now Cutler to throw on second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Red zone opportunity.
Wow, I can't help it. When I see Jay Cutler throw the football and throw one like that with a big completion,
and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tony Moeaki Gesicki. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bears have cut it to within a score.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
And he's able to put it through.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Oh, and you just can't do that. 15 yards on the roughing the kicker call.
Absolutely inexcusable. The kicker's in a defenseless position, and he just gets taken out.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Minnesota. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. Peterson alone in the backfield, and he'll get it up the middle. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
On second down, Langford. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Vikings are in a good flow now 2 straight weeks, and much like last week, are playing well enough to win. The Bears are just going to have to try and figure out a way to make a dent in this deficit. All right, let's get it.
And pump the brakes, Larry. Pump the brakes. We are ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is
you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Bears are going to get a first.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. From midfield now, here's Cutler. And this will be incomplete. Derek Carrier, the one he was looking for. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On 3rd down, Cutler. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion.
Adrian Peterson, he's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings! Adrian Peterson, 89 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Yeah, so we have the touchdown now. Here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Onto the field now come the Bears. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They keep it on the ground with Langford. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try to open things up in the run game.
Now Cutler. And Jeffrey's got it. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the 2nd half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight here right.
The lone setback is Langford. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Langford again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves them with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon, Peterson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Bradford. That's caught by Treadwell. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Bradford on first down. And he's brought down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Back to the ground, Peterson. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And now a first down following that long gain.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. But defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll make it second and goal.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but That's the exact right threat. Either your receiver gets it or
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leonard Floyd in there to bring him down, and it'll be a play to remember for that young man. The first sack of his NFL career. Here's 3rd and goal now, back at the 11.
Let's go. Pick it up, D.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. That is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. Running for it, here's Peterson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Adrian Peterson with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. So they went for it from the 1 on 4th and goal, and they got it done.
is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on 4th down. Let's go get it, because nowadays you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
They'll throw on 1st down with Cutler. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing now, Cutler on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. 10 yards still left on 2nd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch.
To throw again is Cutler. He's got time in the pocket. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on for the 5th time here today.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Bears defense gearing up as they take the field. And not a good performance by them or by their offense for that matter. It just hasn't been a good game.
And it's real easy at this point to point fingers. Hey, you guys didn't get a whole lot done today. Didn't give us much of a cushion. But the truth of the matter is, having played defense, your pride says whatever your offense gives you, you're supposed to allow 1 point less. So they're going to feel like they let them down as well.
Yeah, I guess fingers could be pointed on both sides. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. A lot of times, as AP goes, so goes the team. He's done well, the team's done well.
And usually when he does that well, other people do in addition, because now you can open up other things in your offense. But the bottom line is he is option number one, and that's usually their best option. Just absolutely can brutalize a defense.
They run it with McKinnon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point try now for Walsh. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Surveying the field. Still back there. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He's got time. It's caught by Royal. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down. And what a game again. Another win for this unit.
And it's not even cookie cutter. We're seeing them win different ways each week. Confidence.
All right, folks, that ends Week 17. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the Chicago Bears 41-7. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the stats real quick. Sam Bradford, 13 for 15 for 226, 3 TDs, no interceptions. Adrian Peterson, yet another big game, 3 big games in a row, 22 for 170 for 2 TDs. Jared McKinnon gets a big rush at the end of the game. 2 rushes for 62 yards and a touchdown. I don't know what that was. It was 63 yards. Peterson's longest rush of the day was 90. Receiving, lots of Vikings getting into the action today. We had Kyle Rudolph, 6 for 106 with 2 TDs in his return game. Stephon Diggs, 3 for 36. Laquan Treadwell, 2 for 33. Charles Johnson, 1 for 25. Cordero Patterson, 1 for 26, and the touchdown. We'll go ahead and we'll end there, and I will do a separate episode to recap the season. We'll cover all the news that's happened in the NFL, any possible coaching firings, and we'll preview who will have the first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. I will see you in the next episode.